right, over to you, Barbara, and everyone else. Can't wait for this session.
All right, thank you. All right, hi everyone. Hello everyone. Welcome to today's session. Yes, good to meet you. So today, Jessica is our coach for today, and she'll be handling, she's going to be taking on, or she's going to be taking us on value proposition. And Jessica is very passionate about women empowerment, and she takes entrepreneurs on different trainings. And so I'm trusting that whatever she'll be taking you on today, you're going to not just listen, but put it to practice, use it to develop your business. So Jessica, thank you very much for joining us today. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm happy to be here with you all. And I really am looking forward to hearing from each of you today about what you're working on and supporting you in any way you can. Really quick question for either Adam or Barbara. That value prop document, is that something all the women have that was shared with me? Because I think it's really valuable as a reference.
That actually is a good question. Noreen, what Jessica's referring to is we prep the coaches with some of basic things, but I know we might have missed a step. Noreen and the team is new, so forgive us, but you're right. Let's make sure I'll share it in the chat here.
And I have ability to share my screen if I want to talk through it with them. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sure, no problem.
And I'll make you a co-host to make sure that you can indeed do the sheet.
Cool. Thank you. Yeah. So, hey ladies, how are you? I'm going to tell you it's 7 a.m. here, so I'm going to do my best. I'm still waking up. I've got my coffee.
Okay, thank you. We're excited too. We can't wait.
But I would love for this to just be really interactive. What I want to share with you is just some thoughts about value prop, but I'd love to just take it a step back and go a little bit bigger than that for a second, a little bit of a zoom out. And I want to encourage each of you, whenever you're talking about creating a business, what we're talking about is the highest expression of purpose into the world. And that is something that's very personal to you. And I want to encourage you to anchor it to something that you love, to something that you're passionate about. Okay? Whenever you're expressing anything to yourself from a business sense to the world, it is not about, oh, let me just figure this out. Oh, what makes the most sense? You need to feel your heart within it for it to be successful. So even when we talk about value prop today, I want to encourage each of you to trust your heart, trust your intuition, trust your gut. It's powerful. And it's always leading you on the journey of life, right? In general, but absolutely even down to the details of something like bringing a business into the world or starting a business. So, and especially as women, that is our superpower. So when we get into business, right, we can get really stuck in here and we can forget about this, and they are equally important. So I might be talking to you about some concepts today about how to bring a value proposition tied to a business into the world, but don't get too caught up in here at any point that you ignore what your gut, what your heart is telling you, because it's powerful and it's always guiding you on the journey. Okay. Yeah. Before I go deeper, I would love to hear a little bit from each of the women I'm talking to, and just if you could help me understand what you're working on, then it'll help me make sure I tailor this and make this next hour the most useful and beneficial to you. So does anyone feel called to just say who they are and what they're working on in terms of a business?
Okay, so we'll start with here I have Josephine Mianda is going to tell us what she does in her business, what she's selling, and how she goes to order and stuff. So she will say it in our local language, but I'll be able to translate in English where she feels Okay. So Josephine zatuza kwati mumagulisa chani mwe.
Mumagulisa dry fish na fruits.
Okay, so mumagulisira kuti. Okay, so Josephine here, she sells dry fish and fruits and vegetables just by the market here, our local market. So that's what she sells. That's her business. Okay, and then here I have Dorothy. So Dorothy as well is going to tell us what she sells. But Dorothy, atimagulisa chani. Okay, so Dorothy, she does grocery where she sells cooking oil, sugar, and popcorn maize, grains to our customers. So that's what she sells. And then we have Rosemary. Rose, what do you sell? Okay, so Rosemary sells second-hand clothes. So this is a combination of clothes maybe for men, women, and children, but they're second-hand.
Second clothing,
Just
did you say?
Second-hand clothes.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah. So for men, women, and children.
Okay, great.
Yeah, okay, so this is what they do.
Okay. And then could we ask one more question? What's the biggest pain point each of them are having with their business currently?
Pardon?
The biggest pain point, the
Okay,
biggest
so-
problem that they're having
Okay,
with their
okay.
business.
So bafunza kakutoa kuzati jamene ma challenges ma problems jamene mapeza most in business yani ni ya branch. So mzatu zako wa Josephine ma problems ma challenges yani ni ya branch.
There's a challenge. You have to come up with supermarket, so think about it.
Okay. So for Josephine, she's saying like the biggest pain point is like there are a lot the competition actually. So there are a lot on the market who sells the similar product.
Okay.
So to find customers is like they fight for customers and all like because they sell almost the one and the same thing at the market. And then but Dorothy, we challenge you know, business money in time.
Challenge ya mimi ni kutaka kupatia bonga kipindi pachibekila ni mankara na challenge patinga tindra makato ni nayo ikuu ni mankara kuna challenge.
So could be challenging you to minimum of the example, minimum of the minimum
Munga kukonsera na soma
or whatever pain point challenge minimum business and businessman.
challenge ni yameno kanda ngati capital ni ngono so ni shinkala ni challenge because vindu ngati ni ngono bategwa customers wako.
Okay, so she's saying her most of the times business is just okay, but the challenge most of the times she finds is that maybe she runs out of stock. You will see that maybe the time she's expecting a lot of customers, she doesn't have stock. She's run out of stock. She needs to rush out to get order more and stuff like that. But her business is going on very well because she's just her location is okay, but the challenge is the on stocking. She quickly ran out of stock.
Okay, so the supply, so it's more of a supply chain issue.
Supply, uh-huh.
Okay, okay. I don't know if marketing can help with that, but it's good to understand. Okay, good. What else?
So for Rose, what's the challenge? Okay, any other? Okay, so even her, the challenge is on the market, like almost everyone where she sells, they're doing the similar business. So she wants to kind of change, maybe and concentrate much on maybe selling a certain product which people ask for most. So she wants to divert and change to another business because the business she's having, like more, they're doing it, a lot of people are doing it. There's a lot of competition, meaning they're fighting for customers.
So she wants to find a new business idea.
Yes, she wants to find a new business idea and venture into.
Okay. And then are you translating what I say? Because if you are, I'll make sure to pause in between my sentences. Yes?
Yes, sure, I'll be translating.
Okay.
No
I'll
problem.
take a breath then to give you time to say what I'm saying. Okay. Okay. New business. Okay. Thank you, ladies, for sharing that. And I just want to say, you know, a big like,
Okay, so I mean, what to paying attention, timvere, timvesese vamene vakambai, so that at the end of the day, tipunzirepo vili vitatu tiwauze tingale open, tiwauze vavema kufunzira ma challenges yake ametifacinga ni chani, vili vintu vyenda bwanji, tikaziangai, nibazambo kamba mchizungu, but nizambo kamba mchinyangai. Okay, so we can go ahead.
okay.
Sure.
Okay, wonderful. So I want to just say, ladies, you know, congrats on each of your 3 businesses. And thank you for sharing so much of that with me. Today, we are going to talk about value proposition. But as I said, when we first kicked off, I want you, especially as women, you know, find the balance between what makes sense here and where your intuition, your heart is leading you on this journey, because it's never leading you astray.
Sure. So wakamba tipojoina ijana ifani kati kuendeseni munjira ya bwino ya business yanu, so that when business yanu ikula noti tiende munjira inangu. So that's why nje importance ya ino meeting, so that tikaziendera pamozi in business yatu tikazikulira pamozi. Thank you.
Yes.
Over to you.
And I'm going to get to each of your 3 challenges, but I want to just talk to you for a second about the basics of creating a, you know, a value proposition for your business that will help you to really elevate your business. And are you going to translate each thing I'm saying in between? I'm trying to pause to give you a little time, or do you want me to just keep talking? I want to make sure they're hearing what I'm understanding what I'm saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're saying that she's going to buzzer sharing, and I say the 3 challenges that most people face in business. So we pay attention. That teach to explain the challenges and the solutions we mentioned to overcome. Okay, over to you.
Okay, great. So the first thing, whenever we're talking about creating a value proposition, is you really want to understand who your customer is. You want to know what their day is like. You want to know what their challenges are. You want to know what their struggles are from a very in-depth perspective, particularly as it relates to the business offering you have or the product you're selling.
Okay, so wakamba tingati mufuna kuta understand the value prop, you have to understand your customers. Mufani kama ziwa ma challenges yao ma customers, maziwa utabazi wa ma customers yao tazona pamela pita mai nje pameti za understand pameti fani kwa tandizi na business yao ndio passport. Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Over to
So
you.
really put yourself in their shoes. Now, it sounds like each of you, you know, have businesses that you're selling to a market that you already innately really know really well. But again, it's like really when you're thinking about how to talk about your product, you want to make sure you're speaking to them from their perspective, from their reality, and really addressing a key pain point and struggle that they have, a key need that they have.
Okay.
Okay. So from there, right, then you really want to get into like, what is your key benefit that you offer? Now, I heard one of you, I think it was Josephine and
Hello.
Rosemary. Hello?
So wakamba chamene bafuna. Ai, chamene bafuna mabashita understand my problems yao ni abwanje. Kwa mnengu isen bichana venifanika. Niva bwanje. So that you know chamene mupeleka kwa kujai. Okay.
Okay, so then from there, you want to start to articulate like, what is your key benefit? Now, I will say when you're dealing with a crowded marketplace, which it sounds like each of you are, I really would encourage you to hone in and pick one key benefit, like make it simple rather than trying to own multiple benefits, right? Because that's how you're going to really stand out from the crowd. If you just get known for this one key thing that is also a massive pain point for your customers.
Narine, over to you.
Yeah, every time I'm pausing, I'm letting you translate.
Okay, I don't know if my network is shaking a bit, so I think I missed something.
Okay, let me repeat it. So,
Okay.
so once you understand who your audience is and you understand their key pain points, right? And you're really looking at the world from their perspective, then what you want to do is identify your key benefit. And ultimately, it's a benefit that distinguishes you from the competition. And what I was saying is I encourage you, especially when it's a crowded marketplace, to hone in and pick one key benefit, not 5, just one thing you're going to own that's going to help distinguish you from a mass, crowd of competitors.
Hello, Narine. I think she's having some connection problems.
Yeah, it looks like they're frozen.
Yeah.
We'll wait.
Let's see if she can have that fixed. Yeah.
Yeah, but this where this is going, Jessica, in trying to connect those dots between pain point, right, and how that's the problem you're trying to solve out there, right, and hopefully I know those light bulbs are going on. Interestingly enough, all these ladies are now what's called in our Spark Grow program.
Oh, cool.
So they had gone through our business boot camp, and some of these concepts might have been there in initial, but that's why we're doing this as a refresher because it's so important. And they paid back these loans, 3,000 Quattro, which is about $200, paid back in full. So now they want more capital. So I do think it's interesting that some of them said now they're pivoting. Obviously they pivot a lot almost, and that's something we're sensitive to. It's like, especially after you give a loan, they're like, well, I don't have the customers I thought I was going to do. And that's why, one of the things we probably need a good module on customer discovery. A lot of the challenges,
right, because they're not doing that up front and then they're having the business. I totally get it. Yeah.
They're like, I just got a loan, but no, I don't want that business anymore. But they're very, the grit is so high. They all pivoted like through the different things and repaid the loan somehow. So that's what we're finding is at least the grit skill is so high. I think one of the challenge you brought up, or they brought up, which is something we're still trying to figure out, is the supply chain of which is partly a capital issue, which we're solving in terms of the loan, but also kind of the sustained thing of like, okay, do you have a sourcer, and then also kind of, it's like a two-sided marketplace that way of like, so the sourcer, now you got the goods, but now are the customers, well, now they're sort of cash constrained themselves. So economy starts to go low. And so it's kind of like a race to the bottom in terms of like, how do we find that sweet spot of cash constrained products that people need, kind of encouraging for the businesses, obviously like things like just food staple goods.
Right.
So just want to provide that context. Let me see.
Yeah, it's helpful. Thank you.
If Noreen, she says, sorry, the network is bad. Let's give them a couple more minutes.
Yeah, sure. No worries.
Pause it. So tell us a little bit about where you're coming from, though. So San Diego or?
Oh, I'm in Malibu.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Where are you at?
Arlington, Virginia.
Are you? Yeah. Yeah.
Not as fun, I don't think, is it?
Well, depends on like your definition of fun, right? I've been to Virginia a couple times. It's a beautiful state.
Yeah, it really is, especially in Northern Virginia. We got DC super close, so. Wow.
Yeah, totally. You know, I lived in New York for quite a while, but grew up in California. So I made the move back a couple of years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
sounds like she says she's reconnecting.
Okay, good. Good.
Give them a couple more seconds. So now are you doing sort of full-time coaching and
Yeah, so my company, you should check it out. It's called, when I talked with, I'm forgetting her name. It's called the Women's Purpose Community, and it's a community of executive women, like high-powered CEOs, CMOs. And what I was saying is that I wanted to check this out, but it could be something to introduce to the community because I manage a leadership community.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so it's just womenspurposecommunity.com. I mean, I think I put it in the original stuff for her, but yeah, you know, it's women that work for a lot of big brands and things like that. And what I do is really work with all of them on a coaching perspective, but it's a membership-based community.
Gotcha. Yeah, I see it. It's powerful.
Yeah.
know?
And then my book is on purpose. So if we ever want to get into that, like that's my sweet spot. You know, I haven't done marketing in 7 years, but I still remember a lot, you know.
No, there could be so many synergies.
That's what I was saying. Yeah.
You know, and just kind of this idea of living for purpose. Right?
Exactly. That's my everything I do is about purpose now. Yeah. And finding purpose.
Okay, so we are back. My apologies.
No worries.
It's been raining, so the network is a bit gets off and on. So we're sorry. Apologize.
It happens. So I'm gonna just pick up on the last thing that I said, and I'll let you translate. Is that okay?
Okay. Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
And every time I pause, it's just to let you translate, to give you a little time. But what I was saying is once you really know your customer and you're really understanding like what their key pain points are, because all marketing you want to do, you want it to speak to them and something that they're really struggling with, right? So make it about them is the most important thing. And what I was saying is in a really crowded marketplace, what I would encourage each of you to do is really identify like one key benefit that your business can really own. You know, the temptation is to have like 5 benefits, but those will get lost in a crowded marketplace. So I really say pick one key one that is a pain point for the customer, a key benefit, and really try to own that. And I'll pause there and let you translate.
Okay. So you have to that's crowded market kuja hadi na makastomers kuliko sometimes so tufanye that understand audience yako bakastomers batu bapwanje ivi vintu vanotibulisa ku bantu bapwanje so agency angalie na values na ma key benefits ni chani notibukala na vantu nini japani batukasanga po chintu chimozi kia ko benefits uzi bakastomers banga bakonda chaso bantu banga nje bapasa chaso dina quality so ukasanga po chija chimozi and then we'll go for I think it's na customers and the vendors of about to keep the customer so uzaona umutipulisa mu nibambi scouting ine ma customers yanga zabafunga kwanje ai wasisanga chimozi uzaona kuzangala different kuri banza so bakamaka ukashita understand bantu bamene okulisa ko pamake pene nikulisa ko bantu babwanje ma customers yanga ni yapwanje izabasonga bwanje. And then you see that the customers are saying, example, hey. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, so you know we had one clothing, but like in the 2 food examples, to give you an example, it's It could be, and again, I don't know the market, but it could be, you know, we have the freshest food. It could be that you offer a type of food or produce that nobody has. It could be that you have the best service of anyone. Just to give examples to bring it to life, but the idea is you want to really own and like get known for one of those, like really wrap your arms around that one and really own it. And again, it needs to be something you can deliver on. I'll pause again and let you translate.
Okay, so it's for example, the kambai. Ngangala muli bambi ofanika uzibe ndishani nene pasa kubantu bana. Bakasiba bako bafike okampwanti. Ai ufanika wazibe uzasanga pa chimose chenye bantu banga babiza basonga kwanje. Nini washite okampwanti. Nawe bazazi bakuba kwere bai ngangala libambi lemugulisamo bese mugulisa bitu muzina bimozi ufanika wazibe mapeta kutakwaye. Nango ni bakuja kugulisa ozibe bai bakuja tose kugulisa na vegetables. Tose kugulisa mbana. But ameza kushita differentiate kuri bazaza kwa nini kusa kubala nchana. Ameza kushita differentiate kuri bazaza kwa nini kusa ma fruits ya na vegetables nchana. Ameza kushita differentiate kuri bazaza kusa kusa yini na nchana. Wafanya kushita identify ja washikiri wazio choosing how to put your customers together, how to come. Wameuza basingira obasinga kwanza. Okay.
Okay. And then the final piece of it, and I'm going to share a couple templates with you in a second. The final piece of it is you need to be able to back it up. So if you're saying it's the freshest, why is that? Right? So you know, having support points to back it up as well is an important part of it, so that the proposition you're putting out is believable. So you need to kind of connect the dots. I'll pause again.
Okay. So ufanika kitu ndio ngala uone kama mtu anasangai tupende be very honest. Okay. Babu ni kuona kwanza uziba na vegetables nzima. Sioni kaya kusi badi ni kuda. Sibone kacha bebu. Wewe za tazani kukaza kubura. Na kumguisa pa bambi waza kubura. Azenda kwa pale na mzona kwa customer kwa pale. So you have to mark your thing mwaviza ni banga kwa memo mmoja so bidina so bidina maswai. Ni so. So that one is the customer and which is a very but because of that, I think there was our modern fish, our order basso, our valve in a quality, and then you see that your customer is right. So you add value to for the muchi standard, muchi capata, and window, instead making a sure you do they even members that they even say will come once it is a vista stand, vista adds value to your product.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to now share my screen. This was something that was shared with me by Adam, and I think it's actually really useful. Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Okay, great. Well, let me put my glasses on so I can see it too. Okay. So these three points are really good and tied to what I was saying. So again, the first point, what is called jobs, is what, you know, we're talking about like what is the task that you can complete with the product, right? So look, in the food case, it's pretty obvious. But what I think is pretty interesting here as we get into really what the potential differentiation is getting into them thinking about when they have that benefit identified, is whether it's a pain or a gain. Is it solving a major problem that they have? Or is it elevating their life in some way? And choosing which you want to own. And I'll pause there and then I'll expand.
Okay, so wakamba timushita mufanga umuntu let's say watilangiza we can see a screen part this customer profile, and then number one is develop your customer profile. So mufanga maziva. Number one muzaza ichi product yanga ya meneni nayo yai igwira nchito bwanji kuri bantu banka ai ibashita complete bwanji what that's the bazai using some njira bwanji challenge business so ngaleche kubaki to business business zingine right so find content page chizakata njira bwanji. And then number two is pen ichiba sobera problem bwanji bantu. So I'm going to tell you just positive whether we find was it chiba so very problem one day. And then number 3, against benefit of each purpose benefit one, my customer. Let's say mom is a fruits. What is the offer of vegetables and vegetables? The offer of vegetables and fruits for the okay. That's why I'm not picking my fruits. I'm telling you, I'm mad. Never will pick my sugar. Most of the Italians are using a kid. It's about the seed of the end of the day. So the package of it is now we're saying that this is out. To pick at the message of being a customer. Why? I did not use at the end of the day. She's a much and this is a problem at the end of the day. Okay, thank you.
Okay. And then the main thing I want to say before I go further, and I really want to hit this point home, because I would give different advice for different types of marketplaces. But for all of you, it's very crowded. So the one thing I want to say is be simple. Simple, simple, simple. Own one thing. Do not try to own multiple things. Keep it very simple and try to own one thing.
Okay, so anagamba ati mumanga mugulisira ama projects ambulai mufanika machikipinga chinchanja karasi bai not kuzishita complicated ngai muchitekenya chabe easy bidai machikipinga chabe simple muchita complicated doctor vandu mamba double global or mambo kangi wale kai kuchichita chabe just maintain it very simple munga bana we don't have to put chichina mchamisa za bora mwembeka kwa ndia out just keep it simple.
Okay. Yeah. And so when we, as I talked about before, when you identify that key benefit, that thing you want to own, the decision after that is whether you're going to have it be a pain or a gain. So a pain, and when we're talking about food, might be, I offer a fruit that is really fresh that you can't get anywhere else. It's a pain because they can't find that fruit anywhere. If you were to make it a gain, you would say, I own this fruit, which makes your family healthy. Do you see what I'm saying? So you want to pick, am I gonna position my company around a pain that my product delivers or a gain to their life? And again, you can have it be both. But in a crowded marketplace, I think I would really urge you to pick one thing and make it simple. So either be known for this pain or this gain, but pick one or the other. Does that make sense?
Yes. Okay. So when you offer a system of projects that pain and gain. So pain, I mean, let's say on pain which product is the customer in the using. So a pen meaning at uja customer. Sanga chipeze kina why sanga chipeze. You enjoy share urina. And then could gain. Again meaning yakuti. Ichi muka lesi zakambati mafuta. I am a fruit ndino menguza muka de mafuta. Maybe as a way of opinion mwana na ngwe mwese ngubala. Nzawo dai every mobile if vanga vakwaliti nyabwini kulibe kwina kwamela nga ndo vipezai inenzeni ibwisa vipapo. So you have to pick which one is which, especially that in my crowded market. Picking up one said really about in a product and many selling kulibe wina ngwamela saka alizamu vitakuta vipeze alafuti vili important mmoyo mwao lese na mafuti ngisa mafuta ya ma watermelon kunyana mafuti ya gulisobu fiwai bambi litima odasha be ma season maybe mango or shani but kulibena ngumu sama pineapple it's important pineapple let's say watermelon muzazi vati izakuta ndizira mu mwa and then futi ni penya kuti wina ngo chizicho mavuta kutaenda chipe akachipe so mufani ngati mugwisa mufani kama sankapo chimozi especially in crowd market nichi chikutandizirana nikulisa kuti vantu vazambo chisakira kozi chili important mu moyo wao o nifuna ninkani chabendine neka wamene nichibudisa but chili chabulira kuti utega ko chili chimoza kufanya tasankapo lese maybe ichi nichabulira kozi chizatandizira mu ndai munhu azachigura azaenda avhari chizakala affordable mutari azaenda chivhari azachizirai then indine neka nifuna chebva quality pamene kulibe wina kwazapeza zapedza kuiza wajama na avoid. Okay, over to you.
Yeah, so I'll kind of go through each woman's examples. So for Josephine, it's really, as part of it, I want to assume that she understands who she's competing against. If she doesn't, like, really investigate their product and then really come back and go, okay, what is the one thing I offer, that is a real key benefit? It might be to do with the product itself, or it might be the type of service that she provides. Like, don't underestimate that. And then again, pick, okay, am I going to talk about it as a pain I'm solving? I get fish from this seller and it's fresher than anyone else. Or am I going to really own like how important fish is in a healthy diet? And again, I say this not knowing the market, but I hope the example, the way I'm talking about it comes through.
Okay. So vakamba vazakambako pali yachanga problem isakamba ti business matai it's in a challenge ni so vakamba ti munga ine challenge ya nise ndimubambiri this competition. So mumfanika muende muchisabe ndise vangati vametigisa and then tisiyani na part ungapeza maybe my success yani vamema offering maybe it's not listening to the people, maybe it's not how do you handle your customers. Again, you have to pick is it a pen that I'm selling to the people or again? A pen is a kama koti. Imomuma or is nima odasha benefuna chija chameza tanjua ndine family na odai so kudowi na ngomeza katuwa wamema kwa kutuwa or model okay nifuna ichikatani zile bantu baka let's say izisomba za nini oda ni quality ni zabwino zili health zili fresh zizatani zila bantu bakaja baza gwe so bantu baza mubwira or mufuna chabe kuteche ineanga che kulipewe na ngamanga chote kwa nini oda kodula so namubingale na yeye so we have to choose which channel mufuna saving yayi zite peno again mufuna mukazi chichemera moda chitandizire bantu kunja kuja ni fresh nabo o mufuna chicha ai ni kwa ditabe ni kudowi na ngamanga order ni zine ma order baso and then know your customers, know your market, my services ni ambazo ni mama offering on service. How do you welcome na kama how do you welcome how do you treat them? Who know your customers and how to treat them, right? Okay, so thank you.
Yeah, the other thing I want to say too, another way to do it, and again, this is probably more for Josephine at the moment, though it could be for Dorothy as well, is to really look at what your competition, what they're claiming in terms of a benefit, and then go, hey, what isn't anyone talking about? Is there a missed opportunity in the marketplace that no one's claiming? Like, if no one's claiming exceptional service, whatever that means in that market, maybe I can own that. So it's also about looking for gaps if they exist.
Okay, so wakamba mufani kama ona ni vichani vamene bafuna bantu bakambira patenti vamene bafunza ni vichani vamene bafuna bantu so that iyo exactly zidai so that noti muntu umuzi batina nguminda mbuoda ifani kuoda chaso chizabuliwe kozi bantu bachifunza and that's what you bring more to your table so that it doesn't just sit still fast muza tichintu vama chifuna nani vama chifunza kwa nani. So mufanika every time chisazini every time customer bwera be making the customer ngati le bafunza kwa bafuna mahapo ni ngati wakamba bafuna sugar ni ngati bafuna wakamba chaso ona musimo mabulisa kwa bwache mukufunza mufenga mwende machaji na is the same with you muza baba mafuna kuvala baba kazi bambili ni bambili baba wafuna baba kazi oni viti vamene mabulisa manini so at the end of the day you know okay baba mumanti baba vamene mabulisa bambili ni baba kazi mumanti baba vamene mabulisa bambili and then example let's example running out because mwaziba chamele bafuna ma customers yanai okay over to you.
Yeah, and then for Dorothy, what I would say, it's terrible that there's a supply chain issue. It's so frustrating and I feel for you. But my gut is there a way to turn that into a benefit, right? Our product is in such high demand. We're selling out quickly. Place your order now for next time. Probably not possible geography wise, but like, gosh, if there was a way, place your order for next time and we'll even deliver it to you. Probably not possible. I get that. But I would think about now how to turn that into some kind of benefit that, the messaging could be, we sell out before anyone else, get your order in for next time because we have the best high quality product. I don't know the market, but I just want to invite her for now until she potentially solves that supply chain issue is how to turn that into some kind of benefit. Is that possible? I don't know.
Yes. Yes, so bakambati limonga imawatorote yani kambati you run out of stock. So this takes us back to the partnership so that we don't run into you make orders. Mama pangira tumaona maze tu hapa tusako tumono. Onjaka tabokwa nize you make partnership right. So that you don't run out completely. You can benefit ya nayo mzaida mwenda tegera wewe mzale tena nikakwandisa. So make sure you keep in touch na supply chain yana maziwa you develop a friendship, you maintain it so that you do not run out of stock. Right? We develop even and then okay.
Okay. And then for, and let me just adjust something here. I'm going to share next. Then finally, for Rosemary, what I would say is it looks like you want to go into a new industry, too much competition. While you have your current business, you know, same thing. Really, what I would do there when you say too much competition is I would see what everyone else is saying and see if there's anything unique you can own at all. You know, and I would really do that by auditing all the messages of what everyone else is saying and just trying to come up with something that isn't being talked about or owned, you know, yet. But in the so you can say that in a second, but in the meantime, then I would start to really just do what's called like customer discovery or marketplace assessment is what it's called, but really just starting to go and understand like what businesses have the least competition currently, or is there something that's not happening that I could do? And that's really the question. I will say in this, it's an intellectual process, but again, as I kick this off with, trust your heart, trust your gut, trust your intuition. That's always trying to guide you to the best possible outcome as well. It works.
Okay. So they're saying, so but in my memory, okay, there's a lot of competition out there. Maybe it's good service and the same. So maybe you go out there, you say try in the market, before you introduce another business. That you do a survey or search on the market.
I think they've gone off again.
Yeah, looks like it.
It will help you to discover maybe it's a business and market less competition. So search your market, know your customers, and then you trust yourself. Right? Muziba business and so muziba data. So you trust yourself, right? Okay, business na confidence in the business but see, I need to find maybe another market or another strategy. You strategize business less competition now, right? Okay. Okay, over to you.
Okay, the final thing I'm going to share, I'm going to pull up my screen again, is again, just to help to crystallize some of this and make it simple. This is like called a template for a, business positioning statement. So again, you would say and you would define who your target audience is. So women, moms, right? Families, but really crystallize who your business, your product is for. And then, then what you say after that, my business, and you identify what that key benefit is again, okay, whether it's a pain or a gain. And then the final part of the statement is then, whatever your secret sauce is, whatever, we get it from this supplier. We, get it quicker to market anyone else, so it's fresher. we have incredible service, whatever it is what makes it possible. So there's 3 elements. It's for, and again, really define who that target audience is, whether it's moms or it's families, like who's the person coming and buying, who's coming with the cash, right? Then my company, and then that one sentence, that key benefit, and whether that's a pain or a gain, I would say in these market scenarios, own one. And then what makes this possible is this. So 3 elements to really like writing out your value proposition.
Okay, so wakamba ati all in all to conclude intelligence and in a business. There is 4 brand name and our. So 4 meaning jamaica kamba batai 4 bameno budisa. What's your target audience? Mugudisa kuli bandari vitargeta bandari. Is it families? Is it mongolese kamba tsingiza baba mu baba kazi imo bamemo budisa. Is it Nivava Fanda or Nivokuja family Jones or Nivama Twanies? Motazivai, audience at Wakastamara, and then brand name is the key benefits. Nijamaica Stakambai could be 10, okay. Chamani good is in China, Samuel Fanika was 0. Is it definitely good is Chamani Mungadian, let's say the penny or Chamani good is Winangwaribe, Unichanga, Chodu, so, or is it just a benefit? Benefit now, Chamino good is a child. Benefit and a watched attachment and no good is a child. Is it a pen or get? The Minosa Genia that Buddhist is in some Bazang and is up with because the Buddhist and the Banda was something like a or in a community society, in Chodu, could go in and guardians and others to decide. Oh. Kwa the message your secret source or support. Nikuti, your channels, make those sources so that they make it possible for you that we don't run out of stock. Community order. Nikuti, Nikwa Bwanji, Niquality Bwanji, and Maode. So this will help us, our business, to do what? To grow. If the 0 4 target yet in your brand name in a benefits brand our secret source for memo out there and equals community my support system and that's the create my friendship, my bond, my commitment thing of the source. Hi. Okay, thank you.
Okay. So in the time that we have left, I just wanted to see if there's any questions or any ways I can be helpful specifically to any of the women.
Okay, so for that, will you go ahead and so okay, so they're saying they do not have any questions. They've heard and they've understood and they're saying thank you. At least they've learned a lot. They've known like what their business needs and how to go forward about it. They really appreciate.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was a pleasure to be with them. Tell them I'm wishing them all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Jessica.
Thank you.
So much.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
I'll see you next
Bye,
time.
Mary.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.
See you on Thursday. We're here. Hi, Barbara.
Yeah, hi, Naren. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
I trust you had a good session, right?
Yeah, really, we've learned. Actually, personally, I've learned, and I'm sure my women too here they've learned because I was explaining to them in our local language, and I'm sure they really
understand.
appreciate
Yes.
it. We hope to see the fruits of the session very soon. Actually.
Yes. They'll put it to practice and they'll do absolutely well.
Thank you.
All right, everyone. We'll see you again next time. Have a lovely
we'll see you on Thursday. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Okay, so I'm coming in.
Very
I can see Adam. Adam was the host, so I don't know. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Adam. Is Adam going to say any words, or we are leaving the meeting?
Yeah, you can leave now. You can leave.
We can leave. It's done.
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye bye.